Yeah, sure. Sure. These.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yes.
These are the pictures of Mr. Modi. We did a lot of discussion on China-India economy, and he was very keen on growing rapidly in Gujarat and in all over India of the way China was progressing.
Okay.
And I think Indian investments have come well, FDI in India, but then it is not again to the potential.
A lot more that can happen.
Yes,
yeah.
lot more.
You're also somebody who's been sort of the person knowing the palate of the Prime Minister, isn't it? When he was the Chief Minister, then he used to visit your restaurants, and even now you're very closely involved with the with all that Prime Minister will be taking.
Yes, we had the honor of serving the Prime Minister in 2006 at our restaurant, and we are again very excited to do the same during this visit. In fact, in previous visits also we had the opportunity of serving the Prime Minister.
He's known to enjoy his Gujarati cuisine. Is that something that, any specific demands that come your way, or is that you already know what the Prime Minister likes?
Not necessarily. There are times when we present a menu and then he would like to choose something from that. It would be vegetarian for sure, and some Gujarati as well as a lot of Indian choices also.
Right, we are bringing you live report exclusively from the SCO summit here in Tianjin, China. The NDTV is the first media crew that has reached here. Gauri Dwivedi with me, my colleague. Gauri, one question to you is also about, the Pakistan angle. The Operation Sindoor just happened, and the big push by India on counter-terrorism. Will that be one of the significant aspects that will be discussed at the SCO? Do you think that in the final declaration, there could be some condemnation of terrorism also coming in?
I think that's the most important aspect, Aditya. This is the first summit that's taking place after Pahalgam. This is the first visit that is taking place since Operation Sindoor. And we all know that during Operation Sindoor, what the government said, which is that there was clear collaboration between Pakistan and China, whether it was the intelligence aspect, the military aspect, those things, one may think that there are some important aspects in terms of people-to-people connect and dialogue. That is progressing. That's very important. But these aspects also are equally important, and that's national security, and that's something that has to be addressed. So the sense one gets is that there may be some progress, but one needs to keep in mind that there may be just incremental movement forward, because China has a different view on it. It has a different perspective on this, and we talked about it the last couple of months, didn't we? So in terms of whether there'll be a condemnation regarding Pahalgam, I would assume so, because, some of those back-channel dialogues would have already taken place for the meeting to take place. How much and what exactly will be the wording of the statement is something that we'll have to wait for.
Well, we need to remember that the terrorists of Pahalgam, who were in fact involved in the carnage of the 26 innocents, including 25 Indian nationals, were carrying Chinese equipment. So that has also led to a big trust deficit. But baby steps certainly towards this renewed, ambition of restoring the ties. Let's dip into this special report on the progress that's been made on India-China, and let's thank Trump for actually pushing both these countries.
A high-stakes diplomatic moment is just days away. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will travel to China for the SCO summit on September 1st. It will mark his first visit to Beijing since the Galwan standoff strained ties in 2020. But this visit isn't happening in isolation. It caps nearly a year of careful, calculated engagement between the two Asian giants. It all began nearly 11 months ago at the Kazan BRICS summit in October 2024. That's where the first thaw was noticed as Prime Minister Modi met the Chinese President Xi Jinping. PM Modi met the Chinese President on the sidelines of the BRICS summit and agreed to work towards a peaceful and stable relationship by displaying maturity and mutual respect. They also highlighted the need to not allow differences on boundary-related matters to disturb peace and tranquility along the LAC. The Kazan talks were followed by key milestones. The two countries agreed to phase disengagement at the LAC, followed by a revival of economic ties as an Indian business delegation visited China. This followed a series of high-level meetings between Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and his counterpart, as well as Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and his counterpart, and President Xi, the first such meetings in over 5 years. Then came the big visit, Wang Yi in New Delhi just last month. It was the first high-level visit by a Chinese official in years. From reopening trade routes to restoring people-to-people exchanges, the steps taken in recent months signal a desire to move beyond the shadow of Galwan. The road ahead may be complex, but with dialogue and diplomacy, they are again exploring common ground.
The big tango between the elephant and the tiger, the big meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and, of course, Xi Jinping will be taking place in 24 hours from now. And NDTV is reporting live here from Tianjin in China. And Gauri, one last question to you before we wrap up. Could we expect the announcement on the direct flight that's been happening for quite some time after Modi meets Xi Jinping?
Absolutely. I think that's something that in all possibility will be announced because that aspect of the relationship, both leaders are clear, is progressing. They want to build on it further. And that also ties in well with the certain advances that the relationship has taken, right? And also a huge demand from diaspora as well, whether it is the visas aspect, quick processing of it, and direct flights. I think those are things that there will be a lot of movement on.
All right, there will be a lot of movement on people-to-people contact. But the big message from Prime Minister Narendra Modi ahead of the SCO summit to the Japanese media: stability, mutual respect. And certainly India and China need to come together to bring in stability in the economic international order. We will be continuing with live reportage here on NDTV. Stay tuned.
Now, Prime Minister Modi will emplane for China shortly. In fact, he's scheduled to emplane for China in Tianjin, where the SCO meeting will take place around noon today. My colleagues Gauri Dwivedi and Aditya Raj Kaul are at the ground in Tianjin to bring us more details, and they have been tracking this story for us since yesterday, as well as the preparations are underway. Remember, the Prime Minister also having said that he's open to discussions over trade and discussions with China at the SCO meeting.
As the SCO summit has formally begun, remember earlier was the bilateral on the sidelines. However, now, as you can see, it is the red carpet there for all the leaders who have arrived for the SCO summit, and there was a reception as well where all of them were greeted. There will be a gala dinner event also. So there will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there will be Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping at the leaders' dinner, which is going to be taking place. And this meeting will be very closely watched, of course, by the Western world, by the United States. There has been no comment yet from Donald Trump, but the SCO summit in Tianjin, where the Prime Minister has visited China after a gap of 7 years. There was that formal handshake between the two leaders, but also a lot of speculation over what this meeting will now bring for India and China, and in terms of normalizing relationships, though there is always, remember, a lot of wariness when it comes to relations with China. So there you can see that photo op taking place currently at the SCO summit as it will formally begin. Before that, we have seen today the focus has been on the bilateral meeting between Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Well, let's go across to NDTV's Gauri Dwivedi, who joins us from Tianjin there. And Gauri, we can see that photo of all the leaders there lined up. Earlier, they were all greeted formally as the SCO will now, begin. There is the gala dinner, which is going to see, Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, all there.
Indeed, that's your SCO family photo that's right there on our screens. First coming on NDTV. what we are putting out. That's the SCO family photograph, the official one that's come out right now, Gargi. And interestingly, you have world leaders there in a huddle that is likely to decide which way the larger messaging goes as far as the global south is concerned. You have President Putin there, you have President Xi Jinping, Prime Minister Modi there, right, and several other leaders. Let's also remember that this is the largest grouping of leaders as far as SCO summit is concerned. This is the most expansive format of the SCO so far. You have the permanent members. Then in addition, there are dialogue partners. There are those who are special invitees. This is the largest grouping where you now have this year, where you have 20 world leaders congregating. So that's the official photo, the family photo of the SCO 2025 that we are putting out first on NDTV. Now, Gargi, this image itself is something that is going to be very significant because this is likely to elicit some sort of a response from Donald Trump. It comes in the wake of some very sharp and shrill rhetoric coming in from the Trump